Crushing aphids with bare hands is not a loss of composure. It is one of the most neurologically rational pest management decisions a human grower can make. Aphids are not a nuisance. They are a biological system optimized over millions of years for a single purpose: exponential colonization of plant tissue before any counter-response can mobilize. A single female requires no mate. During spring and summer, she reproduces through parthenogenesis, virgin birth, producing live young without fertilization, not eggs, live young. That detail alone changes the calculation. Each adult female produces between 3 and 12 live offspring per day. A newborn nymph matures into a reproducing adult within 7 to 10 days. That newborn is already carrying its own embryos at the moment of birth. The population does not grow in a straight line. It compounds, one aphid, one season. Mathematically, millions of descendants if left entirely unchecked. These creatures are not attacking the garden in any conscious sense. Evolution has simply produced a reproductive mechanism so efficient that the plant does not stand a reasonable chance without intervention. Aphids do not chew, they pierce. Specialized mouthparts penetrate directly into the plant's phloem vessels, the internal channels carrying photosynthesized sugars away from the leaves to the rest of the organism. The aphid taps that system like a line into pressurized infrastructure and drains it continuously. What exits the aphid is honeydew, a sticky excretion of surplus sugars coating the leaf surface below the colony. That honeydew becomes a substrate for black sooty mold. The mold blocks incoming sunlight. Photosynthesis degrades. The plant weakens from two directions simultaneously, from the inside and from the surface. The colony, meanwhile, continues to double. Here is what makes this genuinely strange. The decision to crush is often not a decision at all. The hand reaches, the fingers close, the sensation arrives. And then, fractionally later, the mind registers something that might generously be described as satisfaction. That sequence is not random. Human fingertips contain one of the highest concentrations of mechanoreceptors in the body. Those receptors are wired for precision tactile feedback. When a finger presses against a small, resistant body and that resistance suddenly yields, pops, collapses, releases, a very specific neural signal travels back. The brain registers. Problem identified, action taken, resolution achieved. That sequence triggers a micro-release of dopamine through the reward pathway. Not an accident, not weakness. A neurological loop that evolution built into the system precisely to reinforce decisive, successful action. Psychologists have identified a phenomenon called dimorphous expression. It describes the way overwhelming emotion, including frustration, helplessness, and stress, can discharge itself through a physical act that seems disproportionate to the trigger. The same mechanism that produces the urge to squeeze something unbearably small and cute is operating when a grower presses their thumb into a cluster of aphids. Modern stressors are frequently invisible and unresolvable. Debt, obligation, the low-grade accumulation of things that cannot be physically acted upon. The allotment presents a rare environment of genuine material consequence, but it also presents problems that compound quietly, invisibly, and faster than the grower can respond. The aphid colony, in that context, is something specific, something locatable, something that can be ended with one direct movement. The brain recognizes this. It treats that action as an acute restoration of agency in an environment that routinely removes it. This is not metaphor. This is the neurological explanation for a behavior that occurs on allotment plots across the country every morning between April and September. Integrated pest management, the framework used by horticultural science programs to assess pest control strategies, that classifies manual removal and physical crushing as a legitimate mechanical control method for localized aphid colonies. It is not a sign of a grower who has lost perspective. It is a categorized intervention. Chemical insecticides applied to an aphid infestation do not discriminate. Ladybird larvae, lacewing adults, and parasitic wasps, all of which target aphids as a primary food source, are destroyed alongside the pest. The predator population collapses. The aphid population, with its reproductive rate, recovers first. The chemical shortcut eliminates the colony's natural biological opposition and leaves the plant more exposed the following season than it was before. A bare thumb, pressed precisely, removes only what it contacts. The beneficial insect on the adjacent leaf is unharmed. The ecological balance the grower spent seasons trying to establish remains intact. The satisfaction is rational, the method is defensible, the science supports both. Aphid populations operate through a reproductive mechanism so efficient that delay is indistinguishable from defeat. Direct physical removal is classified as a legitimate control within integrated pest management frameworks, and it preserves the beneficial insect populations that chemical intervention destroys. The neurological satisfaction the grower experiences is not incidental. It is the brain correctly recognizing an act of genuine measurable agency. So over to you. What is the most disproportionate, slightly unhinged thing an aphid infestation has ever driven someone in your life, a partner, a plot neighbour, a fellow allotment holder, to actually say or do in response? And did you manage to keep a straight face? Tell us the whole story in the comments. Your plot is a volatile battleground of ancient biology, endless microscopic wars, and hidden human nature. To ensure you never look at your beds the same way again, subscribe to Grow a Lot Studio.